So thank you for watching yesterday, and thank you for coming back today. I'm really excited about all the positive feedback and really appreciate it. As you all know, I was a little bit nervous launching this whole vlogging series. Before I begin on the topic for today, I do want to address all those who are watching who haven't experienced sexual abuse. I really want to welcome you and invite you into these series. I believe that trauma is something that everyone has incurred, and I'm not trying to minimize that word at all by saying that. I do believe there are different levels of severity of trauma. Sexual abuse is a pretty intense trauma to have, but we all need healing because as we go throughout life, we're all reacting from those parts of us who have been somehow abused or have been told they're wrong, all these different things. And so even though what I'm working with is sexual abuse, I really believe this is open to all kinds of healing. And as I continue on my own personal journey of healing, I realize that it's not just about the sexual abuse. There's so many different instances in my life where I've suffered from some kind of neglect or abuse, something or other, and that really my healing is a healing of a life story, maybe millennials of stories. It's not necessarily just about the one instance of sexual abuse. So I just want to put that out there. Please feel free to watch these vlogs whether or not you've experienced sexual abuse. With that said, today I plan to focus on the topic of identity. In high school, my identity was constantly shifting, and I allowed myself permission to do that. So I would go from being sort of like a punk rocker girl. I began sort of preppy, trying to fit in. I changed to kind of this indie alternative look, listening to, more underground music, that sort of thing. And though some people gave me some crap for this, and I had a little bit of anxiety about switching identities, it was also really refreshing that I felt like I could do that I could actually have the freedom to just wake up one day and decide that who I was being wasn't who I actually felt like I was, and I could try on a new outfit and become someone else. That's like a freedom that adolescents have that for some reason in our adult lives we really don't give ourselves. I really truly believe though, to heal from sexual abuse, we have to allow ourselves to change our identities. When I first remembered that I'd been abused, I had the memory in my mind, but I never acknowledged the memory for what it was, abuse. And so when I had that realization, it was a very traumatic experience when I put the two and two together. I definitely had a panic attack, was pretty hysterical, but the line that I remember I kept repeating to myself was, my whole life has been a lie. My whole life has been a lie. The reason I kept repeating that was because I realized that all of these things I had done throughout my life, all of the person that I had become, the way that I responded to conflict, the way I responded to family, all these different things, were kind of created from this experience of sexual abuse. Like I had been created from this experience of sexual abuse, yet I had never acknowledged that abuse in my life. And therefore, I felt inauthentic. I felt like everything I had known, everything I had become, everything I was trying to prove to the world was a lie. That I didn't actually know who I am. Like I didn't understand that core self that existed within me. So, I kind of gave myself a hard time for that. I don't think that's the correct response, but we all do what we do. I definitely believe offering that part, compassion, is really the correct response. But I also believe that healing from sexual abuse, we absolutely must give ourselves permission to evolve. Evolution is a necessary thing for human beings, for plant life, for everything, actually. And so to actually authentically heal, we have to give ourselves permission to become someone new. We also have to not allow other people to identify who we are. It's really easy for other people to put us into boxes and to decide who we are, but really we only know our true identity. We only know our truth. And I've experienced this a lot. I talked about that yesterday on the video. I have a lot of anxiety about what people think of me, especially when it came to my sexual abuse and like outing myself on that, and especially when it came to my queer identity and outing myself on that. Oh, that was a big one. I could not stand the fact that people would think certain things about me. Until I started really working with both of those identities and trying them on for myself and realizing that these identities made up who I am in a much more authentic and real way than anything else ever could be. And so something that happened was that, different people who meant a lot to me, pastors from the past, decided that I wasn't Christian or I wasn't Mennonite because I questioned those aspects of myself. I questioned my Mennoniteness. I questioned my Christianness. I questioned these things, and I confronted them, and I didn't just go along with what was fed to me. I really started exploring, and I started really getting into interspirituality. I started doing spiritual practices of other traditions just to explore, to understand myself more deeply. And I evolved. I evolved much more into the person that I am today. And so an aspect of healing is also to not allow other people to put you into these tiny little boxes. People really want you in those tiny little boxes, but guess what? I am way beyond these boxes. And I really had to struggle through that and allow myself to be way beyond these boxes in order to authentically heal. So healing from sexual abuse, with our identities, we must question reality. We really need to question who we are. We need to question why we do the thing we do. Why do I respond to this person in this defensive way? Or why does this trigger always make me cry? Why am I who I am? And who do I want to be? What are the things I want to offer the world? And so I really want to leave you with a question. And this question is, what part of myself am I willing to lose to bring forth my truth, to bring forth my true identity, what truly exists, the strength and skills that are already within myself? And I don't say what skills do you want to gain, because I believe in prosperity, not in the sense that we just get whatever we want, or that, prosperity is wealth, or prosperity is, gaining these things. I believe in prosperity, that the universe and that offers us everything we need because it already exists within ourselves. So whatever I feel like I want to embody, whatever I feel like I need in my life to continue going forth in an authentic way, I already have. I just need to pray, if you want to use that language, or just ask, or just celebrate, meditate, whatever it might be. I just need to allow that to be channeled down into my being, and I need to remember that I can embody that I can be that. I don't necessarily even need to become, because I already am that. I just need to embrace and embody and present to the world, and especially, most importantly, to myself. So healing from sexual abuse, identity. Who are you? How do you allow others to define yourself? And how do you want to define yourself? So until next time, thank you for joining, and please feel free to write to me. I would love to hear your reflections on these questions. I would absolutely love for you to write in the comments, how you yourself have evolved and how you continue to evolve every single day. Give yourself permission to be someone new. Who I am today, thank God, will not be who I am tomorrow or even in a year. And that's something to be celebrated.